What's up, YouTube? Mr. LawMSC here, and today we're going to be talking about some fixes and changes and hopes that I would like to see for characters and monsters. I've combined these two because the monsters doesn't feel like it has enough pieces to it, so we're going to kind of put it in there together and go from there. So, with that being said, let's dive right in to monsters. Now, again, remember, this is going to be, let's dive right in really quickly. Again, this is going to be a jump back real quick to just, we're going to be, all right, let me restart this. That was just bad. Just bad. Cut. What's up, YouTube? Mr. LawMSC here, and today we're going to be talking about monsters and character changes that I would like to see. Now, this isn't so much of the video about all of the changes that I want to see in the future with the characters and skill changes and all that stuff. This is more about the current state of the game, fixes that I'd like to see, bugs that I'm encountering, all of that sort of stuff. And there you go. There's a fun little frame drop for you. Man, I mean, my system. I need to get my 3070 installed, don't I? Regardless, let's just dive right in, why don't we? So the first one is going to be starting with monsters. Death Lords are so incredibly broken, it's actually insane. I mean, I'm like scared to even show how broken they are because they're just like, they're crazy, right? And I'm sure many of you guys have seen it as well. But basically, they just stand still and frenzy you. And then they just do so much damage in the standstill piece. And it just puts you into this like complete death lock. And you don't even know that you're dying until you're already dead. Let's see if we can find any Death Lords in here. No, not going to. That's okay. We'll look around. I think I've shown it before. But yeah, they are very, very brutal. And basically, you're like I said, you're just standing there and you're standing next to them and everything seems like it's fine until all of a sudden you're just completely dead and it's not fine in any capacity because they were actually attacking you the whole time and they're like building up their frenzy. And their range also seems to grow with it, which is the kind of confusing part, I guess, because they'll just have this like, okay, yeah, we're not going to find them. They'll just have this like super long range. And so they're like continuing to hit you as you're like moving away. But once again, they just stand there and you don't know. So they need to be fixed. The second one is Vipers are still completely busted down and nil attack. So the Vipers there with their poison damage doing the physical damage over time is still completely broken and can kill your character in like half a second if you're running around and run through the poison clouds there. So that still needs to be fixed. Number 3, Hydra damage against mercenaries. It's still way too high. And this was broken, of course, back in Legacy LOD as well. But basically, the Hydra damage is just like ridiculous versus mercenaries. It's just one of those things where you can't take them anywhere. You can't go to the Trav, Wave 3 of the Bale runs. Anywhere that there's going to be Trav members that are going to be casting Hydras, they're just so strong against the mercenary, and then they do nothing against you. I would love to see that get changed, because that's always a really frustrating, like, constantly losing your mercenary at Trav runs because of that or whatever. Number 4... Mana burn still does like 250 times too much burning of mana. So I don't think anybody has fun teleporting around and then losing all 700 of their mana in a single shot. That part needs to be fixed up as well. Number 5, Fire Enchant is still broken in Nightmare as well. It's using the wrong values for determining the damage numbers and needs to be changed because now it's going off that new high HP that, you know, happened back in, 110 or something. And so it's still broken, still way too strong, and can do thousands and thousands of damage. And yeah, so I would like to see that changed up. Number 6, Wave 2 bug still exists where you don't get experience from the monsters there in the full game unless you have somebody leave the party and stuff. Just kind of one of those weird bugs, but still present in Resurrected. And then number 7, something that always is existing here is, or has been existing just in Resurrected, is the damage over time is still really funkily broken. There's some weird thing going on. It's for players and monsters. So players with their firewalls and things like that. Monsters like pit lords with their inferno and stuff. The tick damage is not set right. Something is off with it. And that's the best thing I can say is that it's funky and it ain't what it used to be there. It's definitely like a lesser of my complaints of all the things, but it's still, you know, still something to note, right? I don't mind it making like pit lords and things harder, but you know, it's a good thing to note down it does exist. Moving into characters, number 1, and I talked about this already in the video of game stuff. So character slots, there only being 20 characters that are available is, you know, we don't need to jump into full thing, but the fact that I've reached my max character limit is pretty frustrating considering a majority of my characters are actually playable characters. So that one I don't like at all. Number 2, being able to move characters around on the screen would actually be really nice if I could like have some organization here. This is a feature request. I'd love to be able to organize them and put like mules at the bottom and all that stuff instead of just last played goes to the top. For the next one, when I create a new character, why doesn't it go to the top? So if I delete this character, the 5-second delete time, I also talked about that before. But if I create a new character, why is it not up here? Why is it right there? Other times it'll be at the bottom. Other times it'll be like in the middle. It's very confusing. I never know where the character is going to be put in the list. Maybe it goes where the deleted character was. I'm not sure. But it's confusing to me why it kind of goes in a random spot in the list as opposed to the top or wherever it is. Once again, I would prefer just customization overall. Another one is when you click a character, select lobby, and then X out, it doesn't go back to the character that you were on. It just defaults to the top again, right? And so it keeps defaulting up here instead of being this character. So if I was like, oh wait, I want to do play, but now I'm on the wrong character because I wanted to be on the assassin. Just a small thing, but something that is annoying. I think having some more quality of life hotkeys in game would be nice. Being able to like put something into the cube from my inventory without having to open the cube or like drag it in, just like a hotkey to put it there, or same from the stash to the cube. Any of those things I think would be nice quality of life additions. And additionally for console players, being able to put stuff into your cube from the ground would be really helpful. Because right now, if you're a console player and you fill your inventory up with charms, like a good boy or girl or whoever, then you can't put anything into your cube because it has to go to your inventory first before it goes into your cube. You can't go from like pick up to ground and put in cube. So looking out for you console players, that would be something right there. Another one would be telekinesis not working like it used to. So now telekinesis is just kind of all over the place. Let me go find like sorceress. Like you can't telekinesis things that you used to be able to telekinesis. I'm not sure if telekinesising in Act 2. Also, there's that like chat stuff kind of leaking through. That happens sometimes. I'm not sure about telekinesising in Act 2, the orifice, if that still crashes the game or not. I haven't tested it because I've been scared. But like being able to telekinesis from here is kind of a problem. Also, line of sight having telekinesis issues was also kind of an issue, right? If there's like a wall or whatever, you know, now you like can't telekinesis because of the wall. So, you know, before there could be a chest and I could telekinesis the chest from here, but now I can't, right? You have to like have physical line of sight. And that's actually a pretty big shift on how telekinesis works. So it's just very different. And honestly, I like the old version of it better. The broken offhand weapon glitch is also very abusable. So right now you can like get a mercenary or get like a barbarian, give him a grief, give him an offhand that you break, and then he acts like he has 2 griefs when he like whirlwinds and stuff. So that needs to be fixed up. Number 10, weapon swap glitching, I still think needs to come back. PvP is just kind of a lot of assassins and fireball sorceresses right now. And the assassins are just kind of the worst because they just sit there and they just bounce you around and you can't get out of it, right? So it's just really awful. Number 11, you cannot enchant in town anymore. Other players, you can only enchant yourself or your mercenary. But other players you can no longer enchant in town. This is according to some people in chat. I don't have full testing of it, but many people said that. And then the last one for characters is the auras re-enabling over and over again. And just the like annoyance of that. So if I'm like here, the auras turn off and they turn back on, and it's very annoying, right? To just constantly have that happening over and over. So yeah, that just gets very tiring. So anyways, that is my monster and character discussions. That wait, you could never enchant in town? Was never a thing? Oh, okay, well, ignore the enchanting then. I thought you could enchant anybody in town. Maybe not. Ignore me on that one. All the rest of them I still agree with, though. Thank you, everybody, for watching and being here. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts down below in the comments. Appreciate you liking and subscribing, though. Mwah! Kisses. Peace, everybody.